Everybody, this is DJ the Money Coach coming to you in the beautiful Destin, Florida. And I just got back from amazing world tour. Well, it's not a world tour, but in essence, it could be a world tour with the Classic Climb Tour. Shout out to Erica Williams for the Classic Climb Tour and the ATL. Shout out to Tim Jackson. Shout out to Andre Hackett. Shout out to Todd the Billionaire. Shout out to James King. Shout out to all my friends who did an amazing speaking job and sharing the wealth of freedom to people. And all it takes is 4 words that you got to do. They're dirty little words. The first one is discipline. The second one is accountability. The third one is plug into a system that's successful. And the fourth one is do the work. And when you do that, you can achieve the pom-pom lifestyle, which is plenty of money, peace of mind. And then you can come join us on the beaches of the World Club. So check this out. Literally, I was just in the ATL last night speaking on stage with my friends. And now, because I took the time to build the ABCs of wealth, to achieve the common sense strategy to achieve an American dream, I now have this. Look at that. Yeah, man. Isn't that something? So you can have this too. But let me tell you a little tip. You have to master the hard things in life while you're young, and life gets easier. You master the easy things in life, and life gets hard as hell, almost impossible to live the older you get. So I'm going to say that again. Master the hard things in life when you're young, and life gets easier, and it gets like this for you for the rest of your life. That's what I'm talking about. So you can have it too. All you got to do is come join us. And it's real simple. I wrote this book in 20 years of success. And it's a common sense strategy of achieving the American dream. And you too can come out here and enjoy this amazing lifestyle. So if you want to do that, get this book right now below, The ABCs of Wealth, The Common Sense Strategy Achieving American Dream. It's 20 years in the making to help you achieve the pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money and peace of mind. And you can come join us on the beaches of the World Club. I'm DJ the Money Coach. I'll see you on the beaches of the world because you deserve it, have it as well. And all you got to do is achieve 4 dirty little words: discipline, accountability, plug into the system, and go to work. And you too can have the pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. Come join us on the beaches of the World Club. So hit that link below. The first 10 people to get the book, The ABCs of Wealth, The Common Sense Strategy Achieving American Dream, you get an autographed copy. And I'll even give you a 10-minute complimentary consultation for the first 10 because that's the kind of guy I am to help you achieve the American dream. I'll see you next time.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Nick's Knowledge and Notions NQ Science Series, brought to you by the 7 Spheres of Money. Thank you for joining us. And before we get started with the show, go ahead and like the video, share it, and subscribe so we can get to 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, so we can spread the gospel of financial freedom and the pom-pom lifestyle, and also to bring you in the masses this real talk that we bring every week. And before we even do that, we have some shout outs to make before we even jump into our topic. So first I'll holler at DJ and then we'll get into these shout outs. So what's up, DJ?
What's going on, Nick? It's an awesome day, man. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday.
That's right.
And that's a shout out to everybody that's got a job. And be grateful that you got a job, because you got to get a job first before you get on that pathway to freedom. So I'm excited. So, every day in our house is Friday. And I hope every day in your house one day is Friday too. Okay? So welcome to the program. Like, share, subscribe, drop them comments in the comment box, and let us know, what you want us to talk about in the realm of financial education and getting on the pathway to that pom-pom lifestyle. Plenty of money, peace of mind. And we definitely want you to come join us on the Beaches of the World Club, just like it says over my shoulder with the shirt on, So I'm wearing a different shirt because we got a message for you guys today. So I'm going to kick it back over to you, Nick, so we can get the party started.
All right. Yes. And then, like I said, we got some shout outs to the people like you just saw in that opening video. DJ was promoting his new book, The ABCs of Wealth, Common Sense Strategy for Achieving the American Dream. And then the support has been overwhelming, so overwhelming that we actually sold out, and we got to order some more books because that thing is flying off the shelf.
Oh yeah, we sold out the shirts too. So if you haven't gotten your shirt with your order, just be patient with us. This is the first go around for us, and we got to order more shirts. We're actually going to be placing an order real soon, changing vendors, no big deal. But we ain't forgot about you, okay? We really appreciate your patronage of the system, because this is all about you at the end of the day. This is all about you. That's what it said on the shirt. Plenty of money, peace of mind, and we love everybody out there, hashtag pom-pom lifestyle. So why don't y'all do that? Hashtag pom-pom lifestyle, hashtag, 7 spheres of money, and get that love out there, because this is the lifestyle that you deserve to have. And we're going to bring this to you every day. As long as we got breath in our bodies, this vocation is going across the nation. Like I'm going to say it again. As long as we got breath in our body, this vocation of getting people consumer debt free, getting their credit scores to 800, getting them to own everything with their name on it, and to share the gospel of real wealth in the middle class, so you can leave an inheritance for your children's children. That's what real wealth is about. Real wealth is not the ability to show somebody you got a Ferrari, you got a 20,000, square foot house. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, really, those people really don't give a rip that you got that. What they looking at, they actually looking at the house in the car, and they looking at seeing them in the car in the house. At the end of the day, what you really want as a man and woman is love, respect, loyalty, and unity. You can't buy those, okay? But when you are consumer debt free and you know 100% who you are, and you control yourself without being dictated by somebody else, then you will experience the pom-pom lifestyle. And what wealth is actually accumulation of assets and money, not spending it foolishly, okay? And today's topic is an epitome of it, because if you don't have 6 months of emergency fund as a professional, and as a small business owner or entrepreneur, you don't have 12 to 36 months, you're not free, because everything goes awry. You should have a defensive strategy to protect your enterprise, and also have the ability to be able to tell somebody you're not going to do something to you that's moral, ethical, and illegal. Immoral, unethical, and illegal. So if you got that money and you have no consumer debt, you can tell people to go take a long walk off a short pier and still be 100% you. And the pandemic has shown us that. And like we talked about, the winter is here. And for the people who think that we were, borrowing somebody else's phrase, do you know how long that phrase has been around? My grandparents was telling me about the winter is coming when I was like 6, 7 years of age. So quit it with that foolishness, okay? Quit it. I don't read the comments, but every now and then I have somebody tell me, so I'll be like, why are you wasting my time with that? I'm free. You know what a winner does? A winner focuses on his or her plan and don't even give no air to a loser. I'm going to say it again. Don't give no air to a loser. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch yesterday's episode. The lion never concerns himself about the gazelle. The lion never concerns himself about one hyena. He can lay around, you can play around. He ain't worried about you. The dog never worries about the flea. But when he get tired of being annoyed by you, He just put your lights out. Real talk. So I only acknowledge the winners. Robert Kiyosaki says, you want to be successful in life? Mind your own business. And if you took the time to mind your own business, you get better and further down the road for your family. But you too busy caught up reading the comments and replying back to them like an idiot. I ain't got time to be worrying about some loser. Guess what that loser is doing? They're trying to live vicariously through our lifestyle because they ain't willing to do them 4 dirty little words. 1, discipline themselves. 2, accountability. 3, plug into a system or create a system. And 4, go to work, baby. If you doing those, you ain't got time to be worrying about the cancel culture because you minding your own business. And now somebody's trying to get down with your network. Ain't that funny how that works?
Hilarious.
But back to you, and let's get the show on the road, and let's get these shout outs to these amazing people.
Yeah. I mean, but since you mentioned that fire show that we had last night, I'm gonna start my show shout outs with the fellas. So shout out to our esteemed special guest panelists joining us for the first time last night. Mr. Tim Jackson, and we got an interview with him dropping soon. Shout out to the preacher man, Leonard Ray. Shout out to Ron B. We had a fire show last night with those brothers, and if you didn't check it out,
man, that was some fire, man. That little clip you put on IG, man, it's getting mad views, baby.
Oh yeah,
go check it out, and I'm gonna tell you, hey, share that. If you guys really like what we getting down with, share it with 5 people today. If you like this show, immediately while we're live, share that link so they can listen to this gospel right now with 5 people that you want to impact. Because see, we bring in the truth. Unadulterated, uncensored truth. Is it for everybody? Absolutely not. You know who it's for? It's for that man and woman who want to be 100% him and her all the time in their life and want to be independent of all the BS and turn off all the noise. Because here's the trick. When you're young, you want all the noise because you're just excited about stuff. But the older you get, the less the drama you want because you realize it ain't worth the headache. It's like Bruce Lee said, hey, be like water. And if you want to save somebody's life and you already know you can take it, walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Let them call you a coward. But guess what? It's the coward who tells the story about the guy that got slain or the girl that got slain because they trying to show they can put some hands on somebody. Do you know every dog has his day? Every person has somebody out there that can whoop their ass. But the smart person, they walk away. Eliminate that drama. We got to do more of that in our community. What do you gain by putting hands on somebody? Nothing. Because guess what? Here's the real deal. If you go back to the biblical times, God said, hey, wipe out everybody. Why? Because if the little boy or the little girl who was 4 or 5 years of age, they see you take out their mother, their father, their grandmother, their grandparent, their life's mission is to eliminate you. So walk away. Another thing you do, maybe try to have a conversation with them and diffuse their anger, because really the anger is coming from hurt that they have inside of them. Somebody hurt them. But if you show them a little bit of love, then they will change. Because who wants to be angry? Who wants to be unhappy? Show me the man or woman that lives for that. You maybe got 1 in a million. These crazy cats who, trying to rule the world. But the majority of people, they want prosperity. They want peace. They want love, respect, unity. Emphasis on peace. That's why it's called the Pom lifestyle. Plenty of money, takes care of all your bills. And then you get peace of mind because you don't worry about nothing trivial, stupid stuff. But anyway, I digress. Back to you, brother.
All right. So yes, these shout outs. So the following shout outs go to our wonderful supporters who purchased the ABCs of Wealth book, and followed by the wonderful folks that we met in Atlanta who either purchased the book or purchased the ABCs of Wealth package from us. So let's get it going. So shout outs to Laser Appliance Repair. Shout out to Berlisa. Shout out to Lisa. Shout out to Glenn. Shout out to Rolanda. Shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to Bill. Shout out to Clarence. Now, for the folks that we met in Atlanta, shout out to Jasmine, Raquel, Simone, Muna, Markel, Erie, Patrice, Nina, Terry, Jasu, Tracy, Tori, and Dwayne. So those are my shout outs. The DJ has some shout outs too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And if we didn't mention your name, we apologize. We're not mentioning everybody. These are the ones that just popped up right off the top of our dome. And this was spontaneous. We didn't plan this, ladies and gentlemen. I just thought about it as I was sending out some books. I was like, you know what? I've been in your shoes when I've been picking up what somebody's putting down, and they've inspired me and they made me make myself better. And when I patronize their stuff and I do it over and over, every now and then, it just feels good to have a little shout out to make you feel good about you supporting somebody. So again, this is shout out to everybody universally that has supported everything that we do. And if we missed your name, we apologize, but it's not intentional. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. If we missed your name, we apologize, but it's not intentional. These are the most recent people over the last 5 hours that, you know, just make acquisitions, and it just reminded me, you know what, we need to show them some love because they've been showing us love. Okay, so I'm going to start with shout out to Chandra, shout out to Frank, shout out to Dr. Hinton, shout out to Timothy, shout out to Vanessa, shout out to Roy, shout out to Monica, shout out to Brianna, shout out to Cizelle, shout out to Novella, shout out to Tim, shout out to Andre. So these are some of the people that are picking up what we putting down, and we really appreciate your support. And again, we've sold out all of the first run of the books. We sold out all of the Pom Pom Lifestyle t-shirts, and unbeknownst to me, honestly, I did not expect that, but it is very humbling to tell you the least that people out here receiving it. So this is my vocation. I'm not doing these shows for your money. I'm doing these shows because, again, at one point in my life, my mom was a victim of predatory lending in the early 90s, and my mom was also a victim of identity theft in the late 90s. So imagine the devastation that did to our lives when we were young, and my mom was going through that, and she didn't have somebody with the 7 spheres of money or DJ the money coach to help her out. She just had to make do. It was tough, but my mom just kept moving, and she didn't play the victim role. And then, unbeknownst to me, you know, I piled up $60,000 worth of debt, $40,000 worth of credit card debt, just signing my name on a credit card while I was in college. $20,000 student loan. I've been, got my car repoed, got my wages garnered. I had many opportunities to be a statistic. I had many opportunities to play the victim. We got to stop doing that. I don't care how hard your times are. God has a purpose for your life. And that purpose for your life is greatness. Do you know that everybody, God has engineered them, and you got to embrace the greatness? And no matter how traumatic your situation is, you got to look for the sunshine. If you still got breath in your body and you can still walk and talk and your health is not encumbered, you still got to win, because you can take that story and flip it upside down and share it with somebody else who is in the same situation. That's the reason why people resonate with us, because they know we telling them the truth. I can't make up that I was $60,000 in debt. What do I want to make up a story about that for? What do I want to make up a story about my car getting towed at the dealership that I worked at? Man, I mean, I was devastated when that happened. You talking about confidence and embarrassment. Confidence in the trash, embarrassment. I got rolled for at least a couple of months. And at the time that happened, ladies and gentlemen, I was in a probationary sales period at the job. There were 30 guys got hired at this dealership to be car salesmen, and I was only one of 3 to make it through the process. You know why I made it? Shout out to Ted Kennedy. I mean, Nick Kennedy. I'm sorry. Nick Kennedy was the general manager at Fairfield Ford. This guy took a bet on me, and he was already a millionaire. And he said, Dale, he said, you want to know how to make it through this class? I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. If you do it step by step by step, even when it gets bleak, you just follow what I tell you, and you'll have exactly what I got. So I looked up Nick and I said, you know what? Shit, he's the fucking general manager of a multi-million-dollar car dealership. And he pulled me aside and told me, do A, B, C, and D exactly, and I'm going to succeed. And he said, it's going to be hard. It's going to be bleak. But if you do exactly what I tell you to do, you're going to come out on top. Because he said, guess what? You got a star in you, brother. He said, you got talent, but you don't have discipline and you don't have a plan. I'm going to give you discipline and I'm going to give you a plan. So he sat me down in his office. This was the second week, and you only had 30 days to make it. Straight commission. I know y'all can relate to me. Straight commission. So he sat me down and he pulled out this little 3x5 Rolodex. And he sat down and showed me, he said, here's exactly what you're going to do. He first told me the 4 types of buyers. He said, here's the 4 types of buyers, Dale, that you can identify. If you can identify them right off the bat, you'll know how to sell them, because you ain't selling them, they're selling themselves. So he told me, there's a prestige buyer. Y'all know what that is. That's everybody got to have the best of the best. Even when they can't even afford it, they're a prestige buyer. That's you people buying the Gucci, the LMH, the HMH, all that bullshit. Especially you Negroes. That's right. I called you Negroes. Because you a Negro if you putting some other designer name on your fucking back, on your shoes, ain't doing nothing for your family. How about put your name on your back, on your shoes? In this day and age, especially when everything in the product service world is at the tip of your fingers of a cell phone, and you can get that shit out of China. The quality of the shirt, you can get the same quality. But your success, oh man, I got Gucci. I got Fendi. I got Italian da. So what? Them motherfuckers don't even like you. So he told me it was a prestige buyer. He said there's a want buyer. He said there's a need buyer and there's a necessity buyer. And he gave me the definition of each one of those 4. Dude, this was back in 1992. And I took copious notes like I was in fucking college. I still got the notes today. I still got the 3x5 cards. And he said, now that you know what kind of buyers, now let me show you how to engage with them when they come to the dealership. This is how you engage them. He showed me how to engage. He said, do not delineate from what I'm telling you. It's going to be hard. You're going to want to cut corners, do exactly what he said. You ain't going to sell nothing for the first 6-7 days because you're going to be going through the process. He said the cats in this sales program, they're going to be selling off the bat. They're going to be cutting corners and they ain't going to be learning nothing. He said, they won't be here next month. He said, you do what I tell you, you step by step engage these people, you're going to be number one. So guess what I did? I took coke. And this is all in the process, Nick, where I'm behind 3 payments on my fucking car. He don't even know. I'm dressed to the nines. I got expensive coat on, expensive suit every day, expensive shoes. I look like I'm successful, but I'm broke as hell. I'm hoping I can get what they called at the time an up. They call them an up, a person that comes in because next one up. You would actually have to run up to the door, get the person before it was like spear chucking. Because again, it was straight commission. You got a draw. So if I'm talking to the salespeople, you know what a draw is. A draw ain't no check. They give you money. It's a fucking loan. It's called a draw. The sales prospects will call ups. Okay. So he said, hey, here's the busy days. Anybody can sell on Saturday because everybody's coming to buy a sale on Saturday. The slow days, the monster, the monotony days, Tuesday. You go to any dealership across the world on Tuesday, ain't nobody in that mofo. Friday, Saturday, and Mondays, and the end of the freaking month is layup time. So I learned how to engage the people on the lot. Get out there. He told me you can tell the ones that are serious buyers. So then he taught me how to sell them to their needs, which is what the topic of the show about payments, right? So he said, if a guy rolls in with a Mercedes, all the bangs and whistles on it, first thing you do is say, hey, Mr. Westbrooks, you mind if I call you Nick? I'm DJ. Shake a hand, show a smile. This is what Nick Kennedy taught me. So I started doing that. He come up, he said, hey, I want the brand new S500. Now he may have the 400 series, but he wants the S500. Now the S500 costs $100,000, but the car he's driving is a $50,000 car. So the first thing you ask him, say, okay, so Nick, what are the things that you can't live without on this S400 that you want on that S500? And then, Nick, I know you can afford anything in here because you're not going to come over here and overshoot your wad and try to buy something you can't afford. So what's the ballpark of what you invested in this wonderful vehicle you got right now? And that vehicle can look like straight crap, but you don't insult them. This wonderful vehicle you got, Nick, what are the things you can't live with? Because people come there with specifics. I want a matte black, a matted black. I want 21-inch rims. I want the doors and the car to drive for itself. So you write this stuff down as you're talking to them. Because the first thing they want to do, they want to test drive. They don't want to talk to you. They want to test drive the whip, and they want to get the car at their price. So you do not delineate. You take that information, and then you show them the product. So now you're pointing out. So now if you know they can't afford what they're coming in for, you get options. Hey, Nick, let me ask you a question. If we don't have the matted black, what are 3 colors that you would be great with if matted black wasn't available? Oh, man, I like blue. I like ruby. I like, gold. Boom. I write that shit down. Because if I ain't got the matted black, I'm going to roll up with the ruby, the gold. Boom. I'm going to roll them up. Then I'm going to take the features that he just can't live without. So now I got his price. Now, remember, the S500 is $100,000. He rolled up in a $50,000 car. I figured out he probably can't afford but $70,000. Better yet, he can't afford but $1,000 payment, which is what the show is about. To show you how people used to get taken, okay? So I roll out what he say he want. We test drive. I break down everything in that car. I compliment them, show them the extras that come with it that make this car. And at the end of the presentation, hey, this is a $100,000 car with taxes, destination, shipping. This car gonna cost you $120,000. Are you gonna be paying cash, payment, or lease? Notice I gave him options. Now, this is all as we are doing it. This is before we sit down at the, this is why I'm showing them the car. Now, oh man, I'm gonna trade my car. Okay, cool. Guess what? We're gonna give you a price on your car, what it's worth. The dealership always gonna undershoot you on your car. Here's the tip. Anywhere you go, trade any freaking thing in. Car, house, clothes, jewelry. That person you trade to, they in the business to make what? Money. They can't give you full retail for your product if they're going to take it in and sell you something else. So now I got them set up, got her set up. Yep, this is what I want. Okay, now we sit down at the table. Now I bring back their trade-in. He think it's trade-in because he gonna want the most. Oh, my trade-in worth 50,000. Okay, but Nick, you paid 50,000 for it. It got 50,000 miles on it. What would you honestly pay for it yourself? And again, this is all techniques that was taught to me by Nick Kennedy. Oh, my car all day worth 45,000. Okay, Nick, your car worth 45,000. All right, let's write that down, 40,000. All right, so now here's the things you want to hear. So how much you make? Oh, I make $80,000 a year. Okay, you make $80,000 a year. Do you have a mortgage? Yep, I got a mortgage. How much is your house? Oh, my house is $400,000. What's the payment on your house? Oh, I'm paying $2,000 a month. Okay, so if you make $80,000, Nick, you make about $7,500 a month before taxes, right? Yeah, absolutely. So you're not taking home $7,500 every month. No. Oh, okay. All right. You got a mortgage. Do you have any student loans, Nick? Do you pay for any other things? Credit card? Yeah. Okay. So now, Nick, out of that $7,500, then you got tax. Nick, you're really only taking home about $2,500. Yeah, that's right. Let him agree. Let her agree. Let them tell you. Okay, $2,500. Nick, how much you think the insurance is going to cost on this $120,000 car? It's going to be more than what you're paying, right? Oh, yeah. It's probably going to be about $300. Okay. So let's say your car is completely paid for. Well, it's not. But your car completely paid for. I give you $45,000. So now what's 120 minus 45,000? Well, that's $75,000. Nick, how much you make? 80,000. How much you taking home after all your? Oh, about 2,500. Okay, Nick. How you gonna come up with that 75,000? Oh, I'm gonna borrow it. Okay, cool. All right, Nick. I'll tell you what. Once you pull out your calculator, you let them do this. Nick pulls out the calculator. Nick goes for a 72-month payment, and Nick don't put no interest on there because he ain't thinking about interest. Okay, Nick, it's $75,000, and you're gonna you want the lowest payment, right, Nick? Oh yeah. Sound familiar? I want the lowest payment. Okay, all right, Nick. Do you know this luxury car? You can actually get these cars for 10 years. How many payments is that? Oh, that's 120 payments. Wow. Okay. So Nick, you're gonna do 120 payments at $625. How much is the insurance going to cost on that $120,000? Man, that's going to be $300 a month, Nick. Okay, so now you got $625 plus $300. You at $925. Nick, are you going to put gas in that car? Oh yeah, absolutely. Nick, you're going to drive that just as much as you drive this car. Yep. So you're going to spend about $250 a month on gas. I'm letting Nick or Nichelle put these numbers down. You feel me? So now we at $925 plus $250. You are going to keep it nice and shiny and take care because you know you're going to do that. Oh, so you're going to wash it once a week. That's another $100. Michelle, how much is that car going to take for you to maintain it on a regular basis now? $1,200. Wow. You only got $2,500. You got 12. Is this the car that you gotta have? And I just be quiet. Oh, I really want that. That's without interest, Nick, Michelle. Would you like to know what the interest is going to put on top of that? That's going to be $1,400 a month. Okay. Yeah, that is a bit high. Hey, tell you what, Nick, Michelle, what if I can get you, what's the payment you're paying on your car right now? Oh, I'm paying $450. Oh, okay, $450. Okay. Insurance and stuff, what you paying? Oh, I'm paying $100. Okay, so you're paying $600 plus, so $800 is really where you need to be a month. Yes. Tell you what, I'm going to make sure you get a brand new car with all the bells and whistles that you can't live without, and I'm going to get you close to that payment, around $800. If I can do that, and put you on the street with a brand new car, and it's got more bells and whistles than you had now, and everybody's gonna be smiling at you when they see you in the neighborhood and everything, wouldn't that make you feel good? And it's still a Mercedes. Let me show you what you can get, and it'll make you feel great at $800 a month. Come on, walk over here with me. Now I roll up the Ruby one, lower class, a little bit higher class than what they got, show them they trade in, and now I show them a payment on a lease. And they still go in the back of the box, Nick. Instead of spending $800, they still spend $1,000. And they happy as a lark. Because you know what I did? I did exactly what Nick Kennedy showed me to do. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I didn't sell a damn car for 3 weeks. That's the third week when my car got repoed. But the very next week, I sold 7 cars in a row. By doing exactly what Nick told me. And I ended up becoming the #1 salesperson in that dealership. By sticking to discipline, accountability to Nick Kennedy. I plugged into his system with the 3x5 cards, the 4 types of buyers, how to approach them, how to bring them back down to reality. And then I just did the fucking work, and I believed that I was going to be successful. And in the process, I got my car repoed. I was starving, was broke as hell. But a month later, I sold 7 cars in a row, and I didn't sell less than 15, 20 cars a month after that. Became the #1 salesman, and a couple of years later, I'm now working in finance. So much so, I ended up going across the street to the larger dealership, Aero Chevrolet, in Midlothian, Illinois, and they had a whole bunch. They used to move almost 800 cars a month. Wow. I became in their top 10. Then I became their #1 RV salesperson. Recreational vehicles, those big old RVs at the air boat. It was called the Air Boat RV show at McCormick Place. I sold like 20 RVs in 2 months. We're talking about RVs were running $50,000 to $70,000 a piece. This is back in the 90s, bro. Well, sometimes I was making $15,000, $20,000 a month selling cars, straight commission. And you know what I did over there? I followed the same system that Nick Kennedy gave me. So what does that got to do with today's topic? Here's the deal. Broke people, habits of the working broke. They have continuous car payments. Because you want to get somebody and they think they got a deal, all you got to do is sell them a payment that they feel comfortable with. And then they'll pay all the juice, because when you roll that car off the lot, it loses 30% appreciated value. I don't care if you got a Maybach, a Ferrari. As soon as that bad boy gets in your name and you roll it across the street, it has lost 30% value. It's now a used car. So in today's society, everybody's getting tripped up because they buy in payments. Broke people buy what they want, not what they need. Let me read off some of the habits of the working broke, because that's today's topic. They spend more than they earn. They all hat and no cattle. Or they about the bling bling. They out here showing the gold necklace, the diamond earrings, the G-Wagon. Because as long as they can get it on payment, they buy it. They take their discretionary income and spend towards purchasing shit. They spend first and save what's left. What's left? Nothing. Actually, it is something left. It's called interest and debt. So if they make $50,000 a year, they in debt $150,000 a year. And this for everybody. And especially the more education you got, MD, PhD, JD, you making $100,000, so you go buy the $700,000 house. But you ain't paying cash for that, and you barely putting down 5-10%. Because what's 10% of a $700,000 house? That's $70,000. Do you know the average middle class family don't have $70,000 to put down on no damn anything. It's credit. So they ignore church and charity. They buy, here's the topic of the show. They buy on impulse. They're emotional. Oh, there's a new thing. They're going to think I'm successful. No, really what it is, you're trying to get people jealous of you, and you're trying to replace your lack of confidence and show that you got something which you ain't got nothing. How do I know? I've been there, done that. My car got repoed. But when my car got repoed, I was wearing $500 worth of stuff. This is back in the 90s. I had every expensive suit, coat, shoes, wearing $150 shoes, but I couldn't make, Nick, a $300 car payment. But you couldn't tell by looking at me. They believe in affording the payment means affording the purchase. They house poor. What is house poor? That means that they get the big house and everything on it is on installments. Husband and wife not working together, and they're raising children without an effective plan. They pay more than taxes than necessary, and they are over premium and underinsured. Oh, here's the thing that they do too on payments: excessive smoking, drinking, and gambling.
Speaking to some people out there. Speaking to some people, they out there listening. It's like when you go to church, you know, and you sit in the church and the pastor's giving the sermon, and then you listening to it, and he's like, he's talking about me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So guess what? I just rolled off 20 years of financial education. Sit down with 25,000 people. You know what? It's just different places, different faces, but the profile is the same. I'm gonna go back to them 4 different profiles that Nick Kennedy taught me about. They are the same. They don't change. And you know what? All I do, I just focus on the profile. Oh, prestigious buyer. Oh, you need Nordstrom's, Neiman Marcus, because they want to show they can overspend for shit. And that's you don't argue with them. Oh, Nick. Oh, you got to have the Pirellis versus the Goodyear tires. I'm going to put the Pirellis on your tire. And okay, that's only going to increase your payment by another $100. You're good with that. And they're not going to tell you no.
Right.
And then you'll get the ones that come in there that are really frugal. And they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to get this at dealer's cost. Okay, I'll give you another real life story. 1994, the Smart Lease comes out. What a Smart Lease is, it is a fool's gold for buyers. They used to call it a smart buy when it came out at the middle of 1993. What it pretended to be is that you were buying the vehicle, but it was a lease. And what they would show you is you can get $1,000 a month car for 2/3 the price, and you can get it for $667. And you can buy it for 48 months because at that time, you could only get 48 months. And so all they heard was buy. Buy me, I own it. But you don't because it's a lease. Remember the other saying my grandfather taught me, the big print give it, the little print take it away. So I had a guy, this is when the Suburban, it's actually end of 92. I take it back. So the Suburban changed his body style and now it became the Suburban that everybody wants now. And now it's in the iteration. Everybody, the presidents, everybody, the Suburban, okay? So the Suburban is hot. We got people all over the country calling us because we're the largest dealership in the Midwest. So I had a guy from Nebraska called us up, a business owner. Hey, man, I know y'all got this Suburban. It's a 3500 series, 1 ton, blah, blah, blah. I see you. Yeah, we got it in stock. Hey, here's the dealer price on it. Here's the wholesale price. I want this price. All right. Cool, man. I'm going to put a deposit down to hold it. The guy puts a deposit down over the phone. He comes into the dealership a week later. Flies in from Nebraska. Now, this ain't nothing new to these people now because you got Carvana. Back then, you didn't do business that way. Okay? He comes in, boom, we give him the price. He's like, yeah, I want this, and I'm still only going to pay, $1,500 a month. Okay. I'm like, damn, ain't no way this adds up to $1,500 a month. My manager says, we're going to put him on a smart buy. We're going to put him on a smart buy. Yeah, we're going to give him, matter of fact, it's going to be $1,000 a month. He's going to be elated. What? Is that legal? Yes, it is. We come down, sit down with the gentleman, show him the numbers, everything. We explain it to him slowly and everything. He's excited. He's excited because he's thinking he bought this vehicle for like 10 grand under retail price. And he's paying $500 less a month. We put him in a smart buy, Nick. I go back in the office and the manager say, because when you sell the car under price, you only get $50. So I'm not happy. The manager says, don't worry about it. Come on back in the office. I'm going to show you what really happened. I go back in the office. We do this damn smart buy. I make $3 grand on this freaking deal. I'm like, what? But he ain't buying the whole car. That car is coming back to us in 48 months. So for that $1,000 a month, he's paying for 2/3 of usage. He's buying. I said, but do he realize? We explained it to him. Clear as day. If he didn't read the fine print, that's on him. And he'll go in the finance office and they'll explain the same thing to him. And guess what? He wants that so bad, prestige, he's going to buy it. This guy signs off. I put him what we call rust and dust, get him the acrylic stuff, the permanent, put a low jack on it, all this stuff.
Not the low jack.
Yep. That's when the low jack came out. I was in the car business when the low jack. Yeah. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
So not only do I make $3 grand, I make another $2,000 in commission. I make $5,000 on this vehicle from a business owner on a smart buy, office payment, and he ends up paying a bunch of money for that grip because he bought the payment. So here's rule number 1. If you can't afford this shit and pay cash for it, it ain't no payment. It's going to justify you having that product or service. Real talk, baby. Right now, what everybody doing? They refinancing their houses.
Yep.
And you know what they doing? I can't give it out of because guess what? I'm gonna drop some nuggets on you. Drop some nuggets on payments. Okay. There's a thing called the 50-25 rule in mortgages. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you, everybody that's refinancing their house right now. Here's what I want to explain to you. If you have a 30-year mortgage, and let's make it simple. You're paying $1,000 a month, and you bought your house. This is 2021. You bought your house in 2011, 10 years ago. You have 20 years left on that house payment, and probably in 2011, interest rates was probably for A paper buyers 7%. Let's say it's 6%. Okay. So now interest rates for A paper buyers, you can get 2%. The mortgage person comes in and say, hey, look, Nick, you were at $1,000. I'm going to get your payment down to $600. You excited because he's going to show you, you're going to save $400 a month. That's $5 grand a year, $4,800. But I'm rounding up to $5 grand for all you, sticklers about numbers. $5 grand. $5 grand a year times 10. I think that's $50,000, ain't it? Or is it more? Is it more than that? Might be more than that. Let's see. Nope, it's $50,000.
Yeah.
That's where they get you. Oh, $600 payment. Oh man, I'm saving $400. You saving $50,000 over 10 years. Now they roll right back out and put your ass in another fucking 30-year loan. So you just gave up. You were paying $1,000 a month. You paid that for 10 years. You just gave $120,000 back to them And with the interest, because it's called a 50-25 loan, ladies and gentlemen, here's why. Because when you buy a house brand new and you make payments on a 30-year term, even a 15-year term, the first 98% of that payment for the first 50% of the loan is nothing but pure interest. And then it slowly matriculates down into equity. So if you did everything right, you would have at best 25% equity in that property. And since you take that $1,000 mortgage and you come down to the 2% interest rate, and then you make the $600 payment, you're going right back into majority of interest. So you just giving all that freaking interest back. So what you should do is not focus on the interest rate, but focus on the term. So if I'm 10 years in, I'm going to get a 20-year mortgage. Better yet, with the interest rate that far apart from 6% to 2%, which is 4%, I'm going to get a 10-year loan. And I'm going to keep paying $1,000 a month. Because if you do that, you now got the 10 that you put in, got 10 more, and then if you make a bi-monthly payment, you'll pay off that fucking house in 7 years. Mm. So now that 30-year loan and that interest rate, you just bought that house in 17 years. And now guess what you saved? $1,000 times 12 times 17. You just saved yourself $204,000. Woo! Off of that juice, baby. Mm. And if you do a home equity line of credit, you can actually do it even quicker. That's why you don't get caught up in payments. Interest and money is more function of time than rate. I'm going to say that again. Interest and money is a more function of time than rate. That's called the 50-25 rule. And guess what? 98% of the fucking people that's selling you these mortgages have no clue what that is. You know why? Because they don't give a fuck. They're in the commission business. So if you think they're your friend, don't be fucking foolish. They're not your friend. Focus on the finances more than you focus on the purchase or the payment. Because right now, Nick, you can tee it up because this is the topic. Tell them what's going on in the market right now with this payment program that everybody's jumping on. Yeah. And I'll just give you my expert advice about it. Not my thinking about it, not my opinion. This is my fucking expert advice because I've been doing it for 20 fucking years. Go right ahead. Let's tee it up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just to bring it up to speed to now, to 2021, if you think about back then in the 90s, you were people were only financing like really big ticket items such as houses, cars, you know, maybe appliances like maybe a washing machine or a dryer. But now with these buy now, pay later programs, you can finance just about anything.
Everything. No, it's everything.
Yeah, everything. It could be $1,000. It could be $500. It could even be $100. You can turn it into a payment plan. So now those started becoming popular a few years ago, and it took off even more when everybody got shut in and locked down, and they started buying and consuming on impulse. They started going online, buying everything they wanted, and these buy now, pay later programs took off to an even higher level. Yeah. So now it's being reported that not only are more people getting into these payment programs, but they're missing payments and getting into even more debt. Mm-hmm. and it's hitting their credit score.
Let me stop right there. So here's another thing. When you get these incentives, it says no interest for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. Here's what you need to know. The minute that you are late on a payment, accrued interest goes back to the first day you sign that damn paperwork. So that means compounded interest is eating your lunch. Now, yeah, I know, I hear you. Some of you guys are real savvy. Have I done? Yeah, I do that a lot, but I'm disciplined. And see, here's the deal. Only 2% of the people can actually take advantage of those programs, the reward programs, the frequent miles, the credit cards. But 80% of those people end up going in default at some point in time. And at some point in time, you're going to have an emergency, whatever, where you ain't going to be able to pay one of these, and you're going to pay the other stuff, and then all that accrued interest going to come right back and knock you right over the head. Now, if you like me in the 2% and you know how to finagle and work the programs, then you pay nothing, and they don't like you. They don't like me. My picture is at a lot of places where if this dude call in, hang up the damn phone. Especially in the cell phone places, the electricity places, the mortgage places. Dude, they hate me because I get on them the way they get on us. So you end up paying this accrued interest just like forbearance. It ain't stopping the payment. I want you to think for a second. It's forbearance. What money do they make if they freeze your payment? They make the money on the accrued interest because it doesn't stop, knucklehead. And they charge you fees to get it back activated. And the actuary science of the business in arbitrage, they know the numbers. The house wins all the time. And again, if you're in that 2%, God bless you, keep doing what you're doing. But if you are the average American consumer, you need to stop. If you don't really need it, you need to not get on any payment plan. Or if you get on a payment plan, you need to be able to pay that stuff off in 30 days or less.
Right.
Stop being a consumer. You got payments, and a lot of that stuff you got, you ain't even using it no more. Why do you think now they're giving people payments on their, assets? Oh, I'm the crypto king and queen. Now you're borrowing against stuff that ain't even making you real money. You're borrowing against it. Again, if you owe people debt, you are the slave. Now, do I have debt? I have corporate debt in my business and we leverage it, but I have very little bit of that. Because I like the freedom of owning myself all the time. Why do you think that the payday loan places are frequent in the most affluent neighborhoods? Oh, you think they just in the hood? Dude, they did studies like 6 years ago. It was getting out of hand with these stay-at-home moms and wives. They going over to the payday loan places, getting all this stuff. Bring your title in and we'll give you that, because they know the numbers. There's a high percentage of people going to default. Then there's a high percentage of people that get behind that they don't want nobody to know. They're going to overpay because they're embarrassed about going to them places. Hold on 1 second. I got to answer my door.
But yeah, man. Yeah. So it's, the message is that in this day and age of e-commerce and of the pandemic, you can get into debt faster and a lot deeper than you did back in the 90s and the early 2000s, right? And this is the kind of debt that's going to sneak up on you too, because it's not that big, huge payment or that big bill that's hitting you up front. It's that little bit, $100 there, a little bit of, $250 right there, a little bit of $300 right there, and then it adds up over time. And then next thing you know, you got as much debt as you would if you went into that dealership and tried to get that, $100,000 car.
Yeah, it's called hidden foxes. What you're talking about, Nick? It's the little itty bitty expenses that you tabulate, and you don't really. Oh man, what's a $15 payment here? What's a $20 payment here? It don't mean. But then at the end of the month, oh my goodness, I got 20 of these. Man, that's $400.
Yep.
And now you in and over your skis.
Yep, and it's automatic too. They take it out automatically, so you don't even have to think about it. Every month they take it. They hit
and
your
that's
credit
the
card.
power of the seductiveness of plastic. And that's what we got to stop our kids by not letting our kids use gift cards and reward cards, because you can't really understand the power of these systems because you're not touching the money. See, when you put the real money in your hand and it start going out, oh man, you pull back. But you just put that little gift card, that little incentive card, oh man, that ain't nothing. That ain't real. They got you. I mean, that's the reality of it, man. So these payments are eating and eroding middle class America. And the consumable debt, and that's why they changed the bankruptcy laws, because they made them more stringent, that you just can't go out here and erase all this irresponsible, habits and behaviors that you developed. But you know what? This is only going to fall on the ears of people. About 10% of people are going to be like, you know what? Yep, I'm in that situation. And guess what? First thing is, you got to admit it. Hey, don't suffer in silence. You're going to be temporarily embarrassed, but hey, at least you will get out of your predicament and you won't sit up here and go do something stupid. People end up committing suicide, robbing stuff because they don't. Everybody makes mistakes. This is common across all classes. Upper class, middle class, lower class. But the first thing you got to do is say, hey, you know what? I got in over my skis. And then I got to, admit, and then people will help you out. And before you know it, just like I had 60,000, it took me 6 years to get out of that debt. But it's the best thing that ever happened to me. Get my car repo, the best thing, because I started looking at, you know what? I'm out here trying to impress people that don't even like me. I don't even like them. And they ain't even going to help me when I'm in over my head. Think about that. Because see, wealth is about accumulation. It's not about spending. It's about accumulation. How about you take them payments and start paying yourself first? Knock down your debt. Roll the debt. Roll out of the debt. Take the little debt first so you can have victories and pay that off. And what I mean, let's say you got 5 credit cards. The highest one has got 1,000 on it. The second highest got 750. The third highest got 500. And the last one got 250 on it. Most people will try to go after that $1,000 because that's the biggest, albatross around their neck. No, what you do is, because you need to have confidence build up in yourself, ladies and gentlemen, you go after the 250, make those payments, pay the 250 down. And if you were maintaining that debt at $25 a month, you now take that $25 a month, you go celebrate, buy yourself some pizza, get yourself a brew, go to the movie one time. Then you take that $25 and start rolling it on the $500 debt, in addition to the basic minimum payment you were making on the $500. So if your minimum payment on the $500 was $50 and you were making $25 on the $250, now you make $75. Then you start rolling that down. Now when you pay the $500 off, now you go do another little celebration. Maybe get your a staycay for a day or two. Spend that $200, celebrate, and then take that $75, and now you're paying on the $750, and now you make $150. Roll it up. Before you know it, you paid off all 5 of those credit cards, and now you got yourself $500 a month that you can put in what? Your emergency fund, your Roth IRA, your 401k, your student loan, and now you just keep rolling to the hole. And now your confidence, because you develop a habit, because again, you apply those 4 little dirty little words: discipline, accountability, system, work. And now you are winning in life. And now you have control over your impulse habits. Do you know that the average kid at age 21 has seen $2 million advertisements? So if you're going to be making some payments on something, pay yourself first. Emergency fund, pay down your debt, invest in your Roth IRA, invest in your 401k. If you're an entrepreneur, first thing you should be doing is a self-employment pension plan. Not going out here and buying the new Maybach. Not going out here and buying the red bottom shoes or whatever y'all buying. Because see, what you got to be doing, ladies and gentlemen, you got to be thinking about your future self. So let's say you're 25, you got to be thinking about where you want to be when you're 35, and that your 35-year-old person is going to be happy with your 25-year-old. And again, this is where you stop trying to entertain and show people that don't care nothing about you how successful you are. Now, you're probably hearing, I know what you're hearing. See, the young guy, the young girls, oh, dude, oh, you just a shrewd. You're just a prude. You don't want me to enjoy my life. Been there, done that. Guess what? As a child, you're only going to be a child, a teenager, and a young adult for 21, 25 years. And if you live to 72, you're going to have 50 years more on this planet. Now, wouldn't you like it this way? How would you like to have 50 years of living like a child without having to worry about money versus 10 years of being a child? Which one you think is greater? So think about that. If I was able to distill in you, instill, inspire, that you could do some little bit of sacrificing, and when you hit 25 to 45, and on the rest of your life, you could live like a king and queen because you mastered these habits and you still healthy. Again, I've been on this planet for 5 decades. I sure don't look like it. You think I'm having a good time? I'm having a great life. Because I can be a little kid anytime I want because I got no debt. I got assets. I pay myself first.
There you go.
I take care of my body. Hey, the Chinese, they plan for 100 years. We plan for, 100 days, if that.
If that. If that.
And I'm paying cash for everything. Yep. I'll put something on the credit card, ladies and gentlemen. I will pay it off in 30 days. I'll get the rewards and everything, but my balances go to zero. If I can't afford it without a credit card, I do not buy it. On the business side, if it don't make us money, I don't take on the debt. And I don't give a damn about what you think, because I know 80% of you are out there faking the funk. So you roll up in your Ferrari, your Maybach, your G-Wagon, your Tesla. All I do is ask you one little magic question. You paid cash for that, right? And I put a big smile on my face. You paid cash for that, right? I got it in my company. You paid cash for that, right? Because you can have a business and right up, but again, if your P&Ls and your cash flow and you getting all this stuff in your business and you still can't make ends meet in the business, you're still broke. Oh, you got the $1 million house? Okay, you paid cash for that, right? Because your advisors tell, oh man, why would you want all your money trapped up in your house when you can refinance it? But there's power in not owing anybody anything because stuff happens. Did we expect the pandemic to happen? So wouldn't it be nice to know that the house I live in, I don't have to pay a mortgage on it? All I had to do is pay taxes on it. My living, my maintenance expenses, my upkeep. You'd be amazed at how much freer you are when you control all this stuff. You can be right as rain from 25 to 45, and the rest of your life, you can live like a king and a queen if you use the common sense strategy to achieve an American dream. And all your friends, because here's the thing, all you got to do, go to irs.gov, look at what the average incomes, the average tax returns, the numbers very rarely change. 20% of individuals in America make $60,000 a year. Facts. 10% Americans in United States make $100,000 a year. Facts. 5% Americans in the United States make over $125,000 a year. Facts. 3% Americans in the United States make over $250,000 a year. Facts. The top 1% make $500,000 plus. These are facts. Go look it up. So if you're in your circles with your friends and they're making 100, 200,000, that is the exception to the rule. It ain't the rule. And guess what? Those circle of friends, guess what? 90% of them are broke. How do I know? I give you 3 guesses. First 2 don't count because they own payments and they over their skis and you don't know. So, man, dude, we done ran the gauntlet on this joint.
Yep.
We ain't even paid no bills. I say we pay a bill, come back and wrap it up. I mean,
hey, that sounds good to me.
hey, if we putting down this music that's melodious to your ears, you gotta like, share, and subscribe, and share it with 5 people right now. Help them help you win in the game of life. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors. This is DJ the Money Coach coming at you. Guess what? 1 year ago, we came on Erica Williams' Classy Climb, and over 80 people in less than 72 hours invested in our Family Finance 101 course. And over the past 12 months, thousands of people have come through a variety of exclusive programs on the Erica Williams platform. And you know what we want to do? We want to thank you and reward you for actually participating in the programs to get yourself consumer debt free, increase your credit score to 800, invest in business, real estate, and leverage the tax laws. And the only way to do that is give you a live webinar. That's right. The Weatherproof Yourself to Wealth webinar that will prevent the winter from coming in your house. In addition to that, I'm going to give you my brand new book that's launching next week. In addition to that, we're going to give you a free ticket to the lucky winner to the actual conference. In addition to that bonus, I'm going to give you a complimentary consultation with DJ the Money Coach, Melvin Hobson, our registered investment advisor, and James Lane, our CPA, who's done over billions of dollars of certified audit-proof tax returns and help people pay 0 taxes on dividend distributions and $80,000 or less profits. Would you like to take advantage of that? Absolutely. And guess what? You'll get over $10,000 worth of services and products for less than $200. That's right. But that's for the first 25 people to hit this link right now, and you can come join us live in the webinar and enjoy a pom-pom lifestyle with DJ the Money Coach. I'll see you soon in the webinar. Hit that link below. People challenge me, and you know what winners do? We accept the challenge. I've been known as DJ the Money Coach for like 12 years, but I never branded it or anything. So I said, you know what? We're going to start DJ the Money Coach LLC. So let me show you. We invested $12,500 in April, and we only made $3 grand in June. Lost almost 10 G's. Most of y'all would have quit. But guess what? This was my 12th company. I already had the blueprint. I already had the system. So I knew if I had the niche, the niche, I could succeed. And guess what? We rolled to the hole. These are facts. Nick, Did we do it? I had a new team put on, and they never been down that road because they've been watching YouTube and Facebook and IG. As soon as we didn't score in June, in July, they got off the boat. Nick was the wise one.
All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to Nick's Knowledge and Notions. There it is. Nick's Knowledge and Notions. And we brought it. So we laid it all out to you, and I think a good way to close out is to we gave them some free game and some solutions, but we believe in the crawl, walk, run approach, right, DJ? So we can kind of lay it out for them, tell them where they can start, and how they can plug into a system, because that was, we gave them the solutions, but they need a system. They need someone to help them to get through those steps. So we're going to lay that out for you all here, and of course the first thing is the mindset. And I don't think there's no better way to start changing the mindset than to read the ABCs of wealth and to get those principles. For the past few shows, the past Friday shows, DJ talked to you about strategy S, 7 spheres of money, stop spending, start investing. And he shows you how to make a 15% return by paying yourself first. For those who want to know how to make that return. So we start there, and then we get you into the family finance 101, right? So we hold your hand and we walk you through that also. Yep, right there. We hold your hand and walk you through that. And then we take you through the All-Star, which is the 3 steps to success. And we walk you through there. And that's where you start getting those assets once you pay down that debt and fully funded your Roth IRA and paid yourself and got yourself 6 to 12 months of emergency fund.
Yeah, I'm gonna interject right here.
Yeah,
95% of Americans have never had a financial plan. 95%.
That's a huge number.
5% of the people out there are actually walking around with a plan. If you want to succeed in life, you need to have dream, goal, plan. Dream, goal, plan. And if you haven't had a plan done, and you had it done in the past 5 years ago, you need to update your plan. See, people don't plan to fail, they just fail to plan. And I hear you. Oh, I know this. But guess what? Are you applying it daily, monthly, quarterly, yearly? Who's holding you accountable to help you get across the finish line? And most importantly, not for yourself, but if you're an adult, you have children, are you preparing your children to start where you finished? So you can't sit up here and say, oh man, they got more than us, more. But you know what these people do? They put their children in position to win. They make the investment, but you look at it as sacrifice because you want to be flossing to show you got it. And guess what? I'm the first person that loves an affluent lifestyle. We all go through that new rich, but if I'm not new wealthy, that new rich is a fool's bag. But see, that ain't sexy on the internet. But it sure is sexy when you free, baby. You might want to take a cup of this Java, cup of this tea, because it's real. I hear you. Yeah, you probably got good genes, DJ. But you know what? I may have good genes, but you know what? Less stress. It slows the aging process. Less stress slows the aging process. I know y'all want to be Ponce de Leon and find the fountain of youth. You know what it's called? No fucking stress. There's good stress and bad stress. See, I got good stress. Nick's got good stress. The people who come through our program, they develop the habits to have good stress. See, this piece of not having stress, and let me tell you, I at one time thought I was having a massive heart attack when I was building my $1 billion empire in the bill pay business back from 2007 to 2011. I woke up at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. My heart was jumping out of my chest. Had to go to the emergency room. You know why? Because I was chasing this massive dream and I had stress on top of my shoulders and millions of dollars of debt from venture capitalists. And I had all different people that I had to take care of, and it was just too much. And the cardiologist told me, Nick, he said, hey, man, if you weren't in good physical shape, you would be dead. He said, for the grace of God, he said, he was like, what do you do for a living? I said, man, I'm in a bill pay finance business. He said, you know what? I'm going to recommend you get out of that business. Because if not, next time you're going to be dead, brother. And that's when I made the change to stop chasing billionaire status and stop chasing all these ridiculous. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you can't handle that stuff, man, it's better just to live like the millionaire next door. Quiet. You know, nobody knows you. And you out of debt and you with your children every day. You're with your spouse, your significant other, your boyfriend, your girlfriend every day. You are available. And now the anti-aging process slows down to a temper. And you could be on this planet for 125 years and you can look amazing. I just saw a feature on a guy, an Asian guy, Nick, who was like 80 years old. Dude been working out for the last 30 years. He looked like he was 30, dude.
Wow.
Check this out. Just saw this picture about this sister who's 70. Looked like she's 40 because she found the fountain of youth. Let me show these people, man. This is just amazing. So we live in an age of technology advancements that if you find the secret to success, life is amazing, bro. Amazing. So we're living longer because of the advances in technology, but the stress of debt, payments is killing us faster than we know it, and especially in our community. Especially in our community. Man, let me see if I can find this picture. I couldn't believe this lady was in her 70s, looked like she was like 40, dude. It was ridiculous. But my point is, don't get caught up in this fool's gold. And a lot of people are, because they don't want to do the work. They don't want to make the sacrifice. I can't find it, but the end of the day is, guess what? Being debt free, that's the new black, baby. Building assets slowly, methodically, that's the new black. Being in the black, you know what the ironic thing about, that's the only time they give that connotation about black as positive. Being in the black in the business world is winning.
Yeah.
So if you ain't picking up what we putting down, find somebody else that you relate to. It could be Dave Ramsey. It could be Susie Orman. It could be the Budgetnista. But you know what I always find out? Here's the funny part. Check this out. In the PWI world, the people who are debt-free, like the Dave Ramseys, they don't be out there flaunting. But you know what? In our community, the people who are budget masters that teach financial education, what do they automatically do? They automatically showing you all these trappings of perception of wealth. Oh, I'm the master at teaching financial education, and let me show you how successful I am. Oh, here's my 20,000 square foot house. Here's my 5 Teslas. And see, I know what you're saying, right? Oh, DJ, you hate. No, I ain't hating, because that shit ain't real. It might be real for that person, but it ain't real for you. Because see, what they don't tell you, very few people get to the top of the mountain like they did. That's an aberration. Yeah, I hear you. Oh, but DJ, you showed us about your trip in Vegas. You showed us you in that. Hey, I was just showing you a middle-class existence, baby. Did I show you I was renting a 20,000 square foot house? Did you see me rolling in a fucking Maybach? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But guess what? I know I don't need it. And if I want to have that experience and you want to, won't you just go rent it for a quick minute? But as soon as we get out of debt, as soon as we get on the right side, we automatically trying to impress somebody who don't give a fuck about us. That's a Negro problem. Think about it. I want to be non-existent with a bunch of assets, living a quiet, peaceful life. And if you want to be that way, guess what? It is amazing. But as soon as we make it, oh man, let me show this man. I ain't dropping science on this book. You got to get down with the program to get this other book. But the man said, he said when he was a valet at the Four Seasons, he said he loved being a valet because he got to drive the Maybachs, the Rolls Royce, the Bentleys, and the cats that roll up, they be looking at you. He's like, I'm not even looking at you. I'm looking at me behind the seat of this car having that experience. I'm looking at me living in that 50,000 square foot house that's worth $30 million. I'm not looking at you. Because at the end of the day, all you trying to get again is love, respect, loyalty, and unity. And if you can be wise enough to stop trying to impress people around you and surround yourself with real winners, you find out. Like the video with me and my boy on the, he debt free. The people on the show, they debt free. You attract to you what you are. Isn't that amazing? Nick, consumer debt free.
Yep.
Nick stacking that paper. You best believe the money that Nick gets paid by us, he's stacking that paper. So ladies, if you want a real man, this is a PSA. You want a brother who's debt free, 100% confident in himself, can take care of you in a rainy day situation. And then when you want to go get, I'm not saying you shouldn't get the big house, but like Deion Sanders said to the reporter 20 years ago, and the reporter was trying to, shame him on his Ferrari. Deion said, okay, you trying to clown me on my Ferrari. He said, do you know? He said, matter of fact, he said, how much you make? The reporter, I make about 60, 70. He said, how much your car costs? He said, what kind of car? Oh, you got your car about $40,000, ain't it? And he was, oh, yeah. He said, you paid cash for that. No. He said, so you sitting up here trying to clown me. I make multiple millions a year, and that Ferrari I got, it barely represents 1% of my fucking income. But you making 60, 70, and you got a $40,000 car that ain't paid for, is over 50% of what you fucking make. Who's the dummy in this scenario? Woo!
Man.
They psychologically know how to condition you, program you to stay broke. So the elite people would never have to compete against you. They don't want you to know the stuff we sharing with you.
Nope.
They want you to continue consume, and then you're going to explode. So, hey, go get your Gucci, go get your HMH, LVML, Louis Vuitton, all that Burberry and all that foolish shit. Tell me you got some fucking stock in those fucking companies. Tell me you getting some fucking dividends for that. And then you wear that shit. then I really ain't wearing it still because I put my shit on my back. Oh, that ain't sexy. Well, why ain't it sexy that you got Jackson gear, Westbrook gear? Oh, it doesn't sound sophisticated. It sure sounds sophisticated when I go to that fucking bank and I be cashing them $20,000 checks every fucking month.
Woo.
It sure sounds sexy when my children go to private school and we pay cash for that shit. Sure sounds sexy when we about to build this mobile home park. This ain't no brag. This just facts.
It is what it is.
We're just doing it quietly. And you know how we started? One, get out of debt. Again, I had $60,000 worth of debt. Took me 6 years. 3 years to get all the debt paid off. Another 3 to get to a 6-figure income and to eclipse a $1 million net worth. 6 years of straight fucking work. I'm talking about busting my ass, working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, getting myself out of the predicament. And then sharing the gospel in my church. No, I didn't speak like this when I was in my church using this profanity. But you know what? This is an adult show. Because see, sometimes it's the way you deliver it to wake people up. They say there's 3 ways to make change in your life. And then I'm going to lead us to Nick because I'm going on a tangent. I hear y'all. Yep. I'm like the Baptist minister. Keep wrapping up. And next you know, 4 hours later, we still at the damn church. No, I don't like that. I went to Catholic school. Give me my 45 minutes, get in, get out. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. First way to change is through straight pain. You don't change it till the pain just overwhelms you that you can't do nothing but make change. That sometimes don't last a lifetime because after you get out of it, you have a propensity to go back into it. Okay? The second way, through knowledge. You read enough, apply enough that you become intellectualized, and it just doesn't make sense to do stupid stuff. But again, when you get to another level you've never been to, you start to revert right back to your same habits. The way that it lasts a lifetime is pure inspiration. Pure inspiration. So what we're trying to do is inspire you to aspire to have the best life. I ain't talking about the song. That's BS. Okay? Stop following these clowns. Because those are the lucky lottery winners. Because if they didn't do that, they wouldn't be successful in anything else. Real talk. So find yourself a system. Find yourself somebody that speaks to your heart, that inspires you to aspire to be better. And if you have children, do it for them, not for yourself. Okay? And then surround yourself. If you're the smartest person on your team, get another team. And if you ain't around somebody that has real millionaire next door wealth, stop hanging out with them. And then take a vacation that you can pay for every 90 days and relax, recharge, and reset your batteries. And if we your cup of tea, hey, pick up the book, The ABCs of Wealth, Common Sense Strategy, Achieving American Dream. Brand new, baby. And get that fire because we're going to bring it to you. And we're going to, next time we come on, we're going to have some people give you some reviews about the book. The book is real, baby. It's real talk. I'll stand up against anybody in middle class. We got to program a system and put ours on side by side with theirs. And I'm pretty sure 9 out of 10 times we're going to come out on top because we real. So that's all I got. This has been amazing. Man, I'm excited. Happy, TGIF. Thank good it's Friday. Knock down, kiss your baby, kiss your wife, kiss your boyfriend, kiss your grandmother, kiss your mom. Stay safe out here in the pandemic world. And hey, be a number one you, not a second rate somebody else. It's on you, Nick.
Yes, yes, yes. And there you have it. It's not what more else can we say? But you have been watching Nick's Knowledge and Notions NQ Science Series. And of course, you can get in touch with us. All of our information is in the description as well as on the screen there. Our phone number, email, website, and Instagram. We're on all of those platforms. And of course, we can't say this enough. Subscribe. Share it and tell your people to subscribe, so we can get the 1,000 subscribers and we can reach even more people. The more subscribers we get, the more we can get this message out. So there it is. One more comment before we get up out of here. I saw this came through. I put it up on the screen. Shout out to Mr. Leisure. Thank you for the information. You're quite welcome. Thank you for tuning in.
Oh man, I like that picture of the Black Panther.
Yes,
Power, baby. Power.
Mm.
Love that Black Panther, baby. Real Black Panther. Thank you, Mr. Leisure. We appreciate you tuning in to what we got to share with everybody. Share this information, get them likes up, and hey, let's roll to the hole and let's be legendary and let's create a dynasty. A dynasty is what people will say about you when you're gone. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So close us out with the way we close them out, Nick, and let's go out here and enjoy the rest of our weekend, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. So we wish you a pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind, and we want you to come join us on the beaches of the World Club. And your beach doesn't have to be next to sand or water, but your beach is where you find your peace of mind and your personal freedom. So until next time, until next week, from Nick's Knowledge and Notions, take care. We love y'all. Peace.
Hi, so this is a testimonial for DJ the Money Coach. First of all, I got one of the best packages that you had, so that was A1. I love the team. They have really come through. You were amazing as a coach. Every week you showed up on time. Every single week. And trust me, I've been in a lot of courses, a lot of classes, spent a lot of money. And unfortunately, some people don't do what they say that they're going to do as a coach.
Salutations to all. My name is Alhamdulillah Ali. I'm 37 years old. I've worked in the public service sector in the DMV, also known as DC, Maryland, Virginia, for about 14 years. And I'm just here to give my commentary about the 7 Spheres of Money program. It's amazing. It's awesome. DJ has a logical, practical, and objective approach to personal and business economics. This is what you need. If you are serious about having that generational wealth that's beyond the hashtag, I encourage you to get involved so that you also can have the pom lifestyle.
And I want to say we would not be able to do this without the personal assistance of DJ. He has truly provided us financial help as well as coaching so that we can thrive ourselves as an institution. DJ has always, since the day I met him many years ago when I first started educating his oldest son, who's now a sophomore in college, DJ has always provided information, knowledge, and support to Know Thyself Academy so that we can grow and expand and continue to do what we do.
DJ has experience with private investing. He has experience with working with small businesses, mid-sized, large businesses, startups as well. Really passionate about money, passionate about generation wealth, passionate about estate planning, willing to work with the community to see them enhance their quality of life. He's done over thousands of educational workshops. He's very passionate about seeing people having a chance to win at life and leaving something, a legacy behind for their family. I trust this guy because I've seen him in person. I've seen him work. I've seen the results and watched him in action. So if it's about money, it's about growing your business. It's about having an impact on the community. DJ's your guy.
As a Black woman founder of a global tech startup, I personally recommend DJ the Money Coach because he met me where I was. He gave me a chance to show them what I could do. You can trust DJ because he has an incredible, ever-expanding network, an impressive background in finances, and the expertise in navigating how to raise capital. Take advantage of the 7 Spheres money management system, and I guarantee you an unmatched, life-changing experience. Or as DJ would say, you can start living your pom-pom lifestyle.
Hey, I just want to give a quick shout out to my guy, DJ. Met him at a real estate networking event in Houston, Texas. From there, we kind of just saw where the synergy was, and he's been helping me along to pitch and to meet new people, to talk about current investment that I have in a 200-unit development deal that me and my team are working on, as well as future endeavors. He's mentored me from the business standpoint, real estate, accounting, taxes, anything you can think of. This guy, rubs his hands or knows somebody or knows of it or has done it before. So just a wealth of knowledge, has introduced me to some of the strongest connections that I've made to date in the real estate world. And just wanted to say thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother.
I'm making this video in reference to working with DJ the Money Coach, working with him to help my business grow in this 2021 year, get some things together in reference to tax planning, with his CPA, business coaching, and a financial strategy, doing a 1, 3, and 5 year plan in this 2021, helping me and my business reach higher heights.
I want to give a shout out to DJ the Money Coach and his team for giving me an opportunity for financial freedom. But more importantly, sovereignty. You want sovereignty? Join the money team.
Stop wishing better, start doing better, and move forward with somebody that has not only the knowledge, the skills, the talent, and the team to help you go where you want to go. I'll get more than my money's worth. If I could spend a few grand, several grand on a piece of luggage, I could spend a little bit to get a lot of it in the long run. So if you're thinking about doing better, stop thinking, start doing, and definitely get down with the pom-pom